On paper, this fight looked one way, but in the ring, it was a different story. Hi, my name is Jacqui-Lee Pryce, former boxer, and I've spent many years in the sport as a boxing coach and judge. So today we're looking at Nick Ball versus Brandon Figueroa for the WBA World Welterweight title. This was the fourth world title defense for Nick Ball. Brandon Figueroa, the challenger, comes in as a former two-weight world champion, working in a newish relationship with Manny Rubles. Going into the fight, Ball was the favourite. Fan-friendly style, very, very aggressive, high-volume pressure fighter. And the narrative around Figueroa was hinting that he was a little past his sell-by date. But Figueroa shocks the world and wins by TKO. Let's get into the fight. Round one, from the off, Figueroa controlling the distance with the jab, is keeping the shorter fighter at bay and out of punching range. Ball is trying to break the distance, making himself small, slipping inside the jab and working to the body. Figueroa fires a right uppercut, a really good shot against a shorter fighter. And Nick Ball catches him with an uppercut through the middle. I love the idea. A little risky. It took him off balance and his feet got a little tangled up. Good work from both. Ball gets hold of him after, he roughs him up on the inside, and at this point, he looks to have the more noticeable power. Figueroa's shots don't seem to have a huge effect, whereas Ball, he's explosive when he gets into range. Round two, Ball is having more effect. He's breaking the distance, working to the body. And when he's in range, he has that nice little screw shot through the middle. Figueroa ties his man up, but Ball breaks out of that and he's throwing short hooks and uppercuts. He's roughing, tossing, turning his opponent, negating short-range counters. Figueroa, he goes back to that long-range jab control. Yeah, it's basic, but it's important. Round three, Figueroa back on that nice, disciplined jab, able to push back Ball. No disrespect here, but it's clear at this point that Figueroa can't match Ball's power. What he has to do is nullify the aggressive pressure, be patient, chip away, especially at the body. He keeps Ball thinking, because if he allows Ball into range, he won't take a foot off the gas. Ball uses short bursts of action to stop the taller fighter having the time or the space to use his reach advantage. Round four. Now, for the first half of the round, Ball is dragging Figueroa into his fight. Figueroa steps into range, is getting caught in that second phase. Ball has the faster hands and is landing the 1-2. Okay, so the stats come up from the previous round and it shows that Ball is having much more success with the jab whilst Figueroa is landing more power punches. So that just goes to show we can sometimes misread what we're seeing on the screen. Ball is more accurate at finding his range, but Figueroa is managing to keep Ball on the end of that long-range work. Basic stuff at times, jab, hook, but why complicate things? Round six, Ball comes out with more fire in his belly, and when he jumps on Figueroa, he can outwork him. At times, though, Ball's counters aren't enough if he simply stands there and waits. He has to pair them with intelligent pressure to make Figueroa uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong, we see pockets of this. Ball is landing the cleaner, heavier shots. I really enjoyed this fight, but if I'm going to be picky, both fighters, they love a straight line. Ball does beautiful work, but I would have liked to have seen him use more angles. He was going back in straight lines and getting caught on the counters. Figueroa also neglects lateral movement at times, and that was making it way too easy for Ball to get in range and counter. Round seven, Figueroa is pressing on the gas a little bit. He's mixing it up to head and body, but Ball is punching in between the shots. Some lovely work from Ball on the back foot. He's drawing Figueroa onto jabs and then catching him with some short, spiteful shots. He's boxing offensively and defensively well here. He's taking away those long levers. Really smart boxing. From rounds 8 through 11, Figueroa starts to take control. He's more aggressive on the front foot, he's initiating attacks, he's using good basics, the jab, the 1-2 to stop Ball creeping forward. Figueroa's work rate and consistency now start to outweigh Ball's bursts. The jab keeps Ball at bay and the 1-2 halts his momentum. Ball still counters, but Figueroa is the one dictating the terms. And at this point, the fight looks to be heading for a points decision. Round 12, Figueroa drops Ball with a shot, and I actually had to run it back to see where the shot came from. Ball is jabbing well. Figueroa whips his hip, lands a right hand, perfect timing. And fair play to Ball. He gets up, but he hasn't recovered. And Figueroa, he jumps on him and punches him through the ropes, and the ref steps in. So the post-fight antics, in my experience, it's pretty standard for the corner to wait for the fighter on the canvas to get up, be safe before any celebration takes place. But of course the fighter who's full of adrenaline is going to celebrate a quality shot. But it's for the coach to just chill the fighter down. Having multiple people jump into the ring can escalate things quickly and cause confusion. We saw someone usher Figueroa's team back to their corner, and then you've got someone else who jumps in and tries to kick one of them up, and then drinks are thrown by the crowd. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I've never been emotional in the corner. Emotions run high in these moments. That's understandable. But for me, it's always about keeping the fighters safe and just being respectful. Brandon Figueroa is now a 3-weight world champion. He stayed consistent, he stayed persistent, and in the end, the payoff came. This fight doesn't diminish Nick Ball at all. None of this takes away from what Nick Ball is. He's a top-level, fan-friendly fighter, and at this point in his career, fights like this, they tend to sharpen a fighter, not define them. If you want an authentic voice in boxing, stick around, like, subscribe, drop your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching.